Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome to our first dive into Magic Arena. The non-disclosure agreement has lifted and now we're able to make video content, and so we shall. The client has been updated along with that NDA being lifted, and it's actually changed significantly from the beta, it looks like. We get up to 2 rewards per day. It says resets daily. We also have quests that we can complete for gold, and weekly rewards are awarded at 5, 10, and 15 wins. There is going to be a real money store. However, at this present time, it's not implemented, so no one can spend money on this game. It's entirely, at this point, going to be free-to-play grinding. Does have a redeem code thing down here, but I don't know where you would even get such a thing. Probably something that's going to be offered when the game goes fully live or when the real money is implemented. Now, one interesting thing about Arena that I like are these wild cards you get as you open up your packs. Well, I've already opened up all the packs that they've given me. Still not enough to construct decks, but we'll get into that. They've got ways to get around that particular issue. But you also get wild cards. You see we've got 9 common, 5 uncommon, 2 rare, and a mythic. And we can turn those into anything in that commonality, which is very good for acquiring the specific cards that you want. They've also got the vault here. The more you collect cards and open packs, the higher percentage this goes, and when it fills up, you get a bunch of these wild cards, which is awesome. Seems to me a much better way to do it than Magic Duels ever did. Another thing that's great about Arena is it is actual Magic rules. It is no longer the commonality restrictions that were in Duels. You can play 4 of everything, whereas in Duels you could only play 4 commons, 3 uncommon, of each uncommon, rather, 2 of each rare and 1 of each mythic. That is completely done away with. We have not quite got all of the standard sets in at the moment. We do have Exile block and Amitai block. So deck building is still going to be a bit unique, not exactly mirroring standard, though they do plan to have standard completely implemented at some time. I don't know if that means that they're going to add Kaladesh, or if they're going to just wait until rotation and then it will be perfectly synced with standard. But the way that they have gotten around building collections, especially since you can't spend money on here yet, is they've given us a bunch of starter decks. And, you know, they're not great tier 1 decks or anything, but they are decent. So we're going to dive in and play a few games. I think we're going to go with Celestia Pride here. Let's go ahead and look at that. It is a sort of token/cat deck. We've got 3 Sacred Cats, 1 Appeal to Authority, Adorned Pouncer, Anorner Priest, Baffling End, Feral Prowler, Initiate's Companion, Pounce, Watchers of the Dead, Desert's Hold, Radiant Destiny for buffs, Sunscourge Champion, Ambuscade, Cartouche of Strength, 3 Pouncing Cheetah, 2 Pride Sovereign, 1 Thrashing Brontodon, 1 Anointed Procession, 1 Cast Out, 1 Imperial Aerosaur, 1 Ixalan's Binding, 1 On-Crop Champion, 1 Crested Sunmare, 2 Regal Caracal, which is actually one of my favorite cards in actual standard, though don't really ever play it outside of sideboard, 1 Strength of the Pack, and then our mana base, a few deserts and things because some of our cards do extra effects with deserts, Sheffet Dunes to help us finish, cyclers, and so on and so forth. That's a pretty good start for a starter deck. So let's jump in and play a couple of games, shall we? To do that, we go back out here and click play. Then we can select the deck. We want to grab Celestia Pride and play a game. Alright, looks like we're up against a bronze rank 4, I think that was. Might have been gold, it was hard to tell exactly what color that was. So we've got a little bit of a slow start here, but we do have some early removal, so maybe it's okay. We're going to go ahead and keep it. Alright, we will lead off on a forest. got our different phases in the interface here. You can actually click on that and then it will stop during your upkeep draw phase and so on and so forth, so that you can do effects if you have responses. No need to play Baffling End. It doesn't have a target. We'll end the turn. Alright, looks like opponent is on the black-green deck, which appears to be an exploration deck. So this guy is probably worth getting rid of with Baffling End. We could just hold up Pouncing Cheetah to block, but the thing is, if they play an Explorer, this is going to be a 2/4, and that will eat Pouncing Cheetah. So we're going to play out our planes, and we can either let the game auto-tap for us, or we can tap ourselves just by clicking. We'll play our Baffling End. Don't want that thing to get out of hand too quickly here. Need to be careful with our Ixalan's Binding too, as it is a one-of in the deck, as we saw when we went over the deck list. And since it prevents them from casting additional copies of whatever it exiles, we want to make sure it's something good. Tomb Raider, Menace. Discard a card and it explores. See, so they can activate that at any time. We can't really block it, as we're only going to have one out. But I think we're better off just advancing our board state at this point. Go ahead and on-crop champion. Right, interested to see if they attack. Nope, they are going to kill my champion with Walk the Plank. You can right-click to zoom in on a card. Are they going to explore here? Go away. Nope. Probably planning to do it at end of turn then. Well, we do have an Ixalan's Binding if that starts to get too big. Maybe is worth removing, since if it's a land on top, they get to draw it, so it is card advantage. Also, they can just mill away things they don't want to see. I think we'll go with Pouncing Cheetah at instant speed here. It is flash. Maybe we can get them. Alright, they did not explore at the end of our turn. It's an interesting choice. Yeah, go to attackers. Before blockers, we'll flash this thing in. Hopefully they don't have instant speed removal for it. They can maybe they just didn't want to discard a card to explore. Maybe they liked what they had in their hand. Now they can kill it here before we get a chance to block with it, but they need instant speed removal to do that. They're going to explore now. Okay. Branch Walker, sure. You're going to keep that on top. Oh. I think I accidentally skipped blockers there. Somehow. Okay, yeah, they are Explore synergistic. Still getting used to the program here. Okay, well. 5/6. I think what we're going to do is attack first. See if they want to block. Then we'll play out Pride Sovereign, which can make cats, though it takes exerting it to do it. And then our one of Anointer Priest. Anointer Priest is pretty resilient, though. As long as it doesn't get exiled, we can bring it back with Embalm. Right, there's the Branch Walker we saw. Moment of Craving. Well, now we know they have removal, and also the Chupacabra got to do its trigger. Yeah, I think we're going to lose this game. We're just getting overrun here. Very sad. Probably should have Ixalan Binding this thing then. Yeah, in hindsight, that was almost certainly the correct play. Didn't know they would get as much Explore as they've had, though. Ooh, Caracal is interesting. Let's start with a Binding, though. We need to get this off the field. Alright, opponent didn't have any responses, which is good. We're not going to attack. We're just going to end the turn. We have nothing else to do this turn. Now, Hashep Oasis here, we can give a creature +3/+3 till end of turn, but it's only at sorcery speed, so no combat trickery going on there. I don't mind to block here. We'll block this one since it can't get any bigger without spells. And if this dies, we can bring it back. Moment of Craving. Yep, knew they had that, but I think it's fine. And this is where the stuff we can cast from our graveyard goes. So I think we're going to do that. Don't want to tap the green because I want to play Feral Prowler. We'll use this for colorless. Alright, and since it is a token, it will trigger itself and gain us a life. Alright, and then we can Feral Prowler. Next turn, if this lives, we can play Caracal, putting out some tokens and gaining more life. When Feral Prowler dies, draw a card. Excellent. Still think we're a bit on the back foot here. Caracal could do a good job of changing that. Well, they didn't attack. Sunmare is awesome. So what we can do is play Caracal. Then if both of the lifelink cats live, we can attack, trigger life gain, and get the horse from this, as long as they don't kill it before our end of turn. So let's do that. Really wish we had Anointed Procession out now. That way we would get 4 kitties. Yep, gaining some life, buffering our life total. So as the game starts to go long, I think we're probably favored. Also, the Caracal's boosting all our other cats and giving them lifelink. See the ability added there. Carnage Tyrant is a bit of an issue. Hopefully our horses can help deal with that. So what we're going to do is attack with one of these cats. One attacker. Yep. And whether they block or not, it doesn't matter because we're going to gain life from the lifelink. Sure. Then we'll play our Sunmare. Since we've already gained life, when we end the turn, we will get a 5/5. And Sunmare makes our other horses indestructible. So hopefully they can't remove this because we can generate a ton of horses now. It doesn't matter if we gain life multiple times. It's only going to trigger once at the end of turn. So good to know that. It's not worth it to suicide our team in trying to make a ton of horses. Golden Demise. That is a bit of an issue. Still got to keep the Sunmare though. So 7's incoming. Think we'll just block with our indestructible and soak up 3 of that. Yep, took some damage, but that's fine. Our horse got to live. Sacred Cat is excellent. Well, let's start off swinging with our Prowler, since it has lifelink thanks to the Caracal. And if it dies, we get to draw another card too. Yeah, that's their safe block there. Then we will Sacred Cat. And we're going to hold this forest just as a bluff and end the turn. And we'll get another horse. Kind of counting on this Crested Sunmare to win us the game at this point. Yeah, that is unfortunate. That gets rid of our lifelink, but at least our Sacred Cat has it on its own. Okay, Pouncing Cheetah. Still think we're just going to attack with the lifelinker. We need to get a critical mass of indestructible horses so that we can kill our opponent. This also buffers our life total. Right, we are perfectly fine with that. We're going to go ahead and embalm it. Comes back as a token, so we'll gain a life from a Nornder Priest. Then we're going to hold the Pouncing Cheetah because it's flash. We can do some surprisey things. Alright. Yep, in the turn. Wild Growth Walker. Yeah, we don't want to respond to that. Sorry, a bit distracted here, getting a message on my phone I had to respond to. Yeah, go to combat. You can attack if you want, but you don't. So let's flash in our cheetah. And I think now we can start attacking with things. I'm going to play this forest because I want to sacrifice this Hashep Oasis. Yep, we're going to target our lifelink token here. Make them have to block with... Well, let's cancel that. Actually, let's target a horse. Because Carnage Tyrant can eat this. Or just don't use it. Yeah, actually, it's probably better just not to use it. Let's go to combat. We're going to attack with 2 horses and a cat, because we're going to get another horse at end of turn. Their hand is empty. They don't really have a way to remove the Sunmare at this point. Carnage Tyrant can safely block a horse. But one is either going to get through or draw a chump block here. And it's going to be a chump block, it looks like. So whittling away at our opponent's resources. We'll end the turn. Get another horse. And as bad as this game felt at one point, it seems like we got a good chance. Chupacabra is going to kill our Sunmare, which is sad. So that also makes our horses now not indestructible, so we've got to be a bit more careful. Getting into kind of a tangled up board state. So we could Hashep Oasis on one of the horses and attack with it. But it's not trample. We could attack with all of them. Which one would get eaten? They would have to multiple block to kill any of the others. It's probably just not worth it at this point. Just go ahead and keep building our board. And we're going to end the turn. At least we are holding that Carnage Tyrant back. Guess it was inevitable that they would draw removal for the Sunmare at some point. There's some more removal on top. Looks like they're going to draw that, so something's going to die. Ooh, Cartouche of Strength. Unfortunately, it too targets. I think we need to kill this Wild Growth Walker. So what we're going to do is Cartouche of Strength on one of our horses. Then we'll have it fight this Walker. Take action, please. Now, we could attack with it. They can't profitably block here. They could double block and kill it, but I think that's fine at this point. It's almost certainly going to be the target of Impel anyway. If we can get in some damage, then that's for the best. Okay. I'm super happy to have you trade Carnage Tyrant for that. Alright, looks like they thought better of it. Just going to chump block? Sure. So now we're going to essentially get a 3 for 2 out of this thing. We played the Cartouche, killed a creature, just killed another creature by them blocking, and then they're going to kill this, costing them a 3rd card. Yep, there's the Impel we knew about. Alright, drawing a few too many lands. So we could go all out here, attack all in. They could block 4 things, block these horses and probably this since it has an effect. And then they would take 3, 4, 5. It's definitely not a good attack for us. We could Hashep Oasis and attack with just a horse They could take 8 and go to 10. I think it's better just to stay sitting back, though, and just wait for a better opportunity. What we don't want to do is sacrifice too many of our resources and then lose the game because of that, because we're in a decent position right now. Although this thing is going to start getting value, Deadeye Tracker, sure. By them being able to discard cards they don't want to explore. We'll just keep playing our land. I would like to draw removal for this thing at some point. No attackers, please. Deadeye Tracker is also another card advantage engine. Via exploration. Another Oasis. So next turn we could activate 2 Hashep Oases if we wanted to. Or we could just activate 1 on the horse this turn, attack with just it. That would force at least a chump block, then play our other Hashep Oasis. Let's do that. Pay the cost. And we'll attack with the 8/8 horse. They could double block and kill it, or triple block and kill it. No, just going to throw away the squire. Let's play out our other Oasis. And end the turn. Carnage Tyrant is hexproof, so we can't deal with it directly. Alright. Not wanting that. Discarded an Oasis of their own. Foul Orchard. I like that it shows cards that we know about for sure face up in their hand, so we don't have to write them down to remember them. Yep, I saw that. A little bit of a lag there. Oh, maybe it was just showing what it had discarded? Now they get to rapidly cycle through their deck with this Tomb Robber. Yeah, this may be the death of us since we chose not to remove it when we had an opportunity. Yep. Going to keep that. We keep drawing lands. Well, I think we've got to do this still. So we'll target a horse again. And now, let's see what happens if we attack all out. They block these 3, block that one, take 3, 4, 5 still. Of course, they will lose 3. We will lose at least 3 also. Still don't think we should do that. If we had a combat trick or a removal spell, it would be a whole lot better for us. Looks like opponent's timer's going low here. We earn timeouts as we go through the game playing at good speed. So they've got 6 and we've got 6. So when this goes down, it will tick down to 5. Alright, yeah, just attacking with the 8/8. They could just take this damage. Wouldn't be horrible for them if they did. 10 is still a decent life total. Let's play a Tranquil Expanse and end the turn. Going to activate Deadeye Tracker, I'd imagine. They know it's going to get a counter because they have seen what's on top of their deck. Yep, removing some cards from our graveyard. Yep, we know that's there. Okay, so Wild Growth Walker. Hopefully they don't draw a bunch of more Explorers. Okay, Radiant Destiny. That's a good thing. Normally we want to name cats, but I think in this situation it's best to name horse. And this will give them all +1/+1. And we're going to have the City's Blessing, so they're going to have Vigilance too. We want horse. Combat. And now we can attack with all of our horsies. That Radiant Destiny may have been what we needed to win the game. So they can trade with one with the Carnage Tyrant. They can double block and trade for 2. They could get a little bit more. We want to kill that one for sure because it can be activated multiple times a turn. So they can activate this. If there is a non-land on top, it will become a 3/3 and we won't be able to kill it. Looks like it is. Scry, reveal the top card of your library. Okay, well that could be an issue. That's huge. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Still think this is the more pressing problem. Alright, I think we're going to end the turn now. So they're going to have 3 blockers. Next turn we can attack all out. They can block the horse, block these 2, and then 2 would get through. That doesn't seem profitable for us. This 7/7 is an issue. At least it's not hexproof though, so if we draw our cast out, then we can get it. That is a problem though. Tendershoot Dryad gets out of hand really quickly. Ooh. Yeah, this is going to be the game. So we're going to appeal. Targeting our horse. Gets +X for the number of creatures. We're going to Aftermath Authority. And tap down these. And then we will swing out. Looks like Radiant Destiny may be bugged. It's not tapping my cats either, or any of my creatures either. It's giving them all vigilance. It shouldn't be doing that. That is wrong. It should only be giving my horse vigilance. Not that I think it matters, but that is definitely not behaving as intended. So, probably need to file a bug report on that. So they're going to get a Sapperling on our turn. They have the City's Blessing, so it's a 3/3. Imperial Aerosaur flies over them. So if we attack all out, we're just going to be sacrificing our board, which is not great. Yeah, let's just play Imperial Aerosaur, and hopefully they don't have a removal spell on top of their deck. Oh, well, never mind. I forgot it also gives flying, so there we go. Opponent conceded. Alright, you may notice that the layout has changed. Some things have reset. It's because I'm recording a couple of days later. Was unable to record as much as I wanted. I was very time constrained last week, which was also the reason I wasn't able to get this video up earlier. It's the best I can do. I do apologize, but we're going to try to play a couple more games with the token kitty cat deck. Looks like we're up against a rank 3. We still being rank 1 of silver, I guess? Or whatever this is. Still don't know if this is bronze or gold, to be honest. Alright, looks like we finally got into the match. Huh? Seems like a fine hand. We'll keep it. Got turn 1, turn 2, potential removal. Yep, we got you too, do we? Alright, let's lead off with our Sheffet Dunes. Take some damages. Which Sacred Cat is lifelink, so we should be able to get that back. Alright, looks like we're up against blue-white control. Before we do anything else, let's go to attacks. Give our opponent as little information as possible to make decisions about whether or not to kill this kitty cat. Right, and we're going to go with the Adorned Pouncer because it represents the most damage. Yeah, it wants me to tap it myself because it involves pain, I imagine. Alright, don't really expect my opponent to be able to answer this on 1 mana. Double opt is fine, though. I haven't really studied all of the precons, but there could be a Settle the Wreckage in this deck, so I will try to be aware of that if they have 4 mana up. Alright, well, that is a good target for our Baffling in, so that we can continue on swinging. Yep, go ahead and get that. Swing for 3. Oh, it made the double striker swing twice. I guess that's an interesting way to represent that. Field of Ruin. Snubhorn Sentry. Okay, well, you're a long way from the City's Blessing, so I guess that's just an 0-3 blocker at present. Resplendent Griffin. Alright, again, quite a ways from the City's Blessing. Okay. Well, I suppose we should attack with the double striker. If they want to trade here, I guess that's fine. If they want to block here, I guess that's fine too. I could have a combat trick, but I don't. Alright, well, they called my bluff. So let's Feral Prowler. Plus Feral Prowler. We're 2 mana off of this, 1 mana off of this. If we draw our 5th mana next turn, we'll suicide our cat in to gain the life, so as to trigger the Crested Sun Mare's ability. Okay, well, that's quite good. So we can cast that here. It will give it +4/+4, which will be 8 damage because it's double strike. We could tap these down as well. They do have 4 mana up, so we need to be aware of Settle the Wreckage. Again, I'm not sure that's in this deck. I think, though, that we're just going to appeal. And then swing, or not 8 damage, it'll be 10 damage because it already had 1 power. We're just going to swing with it, so as to not lose our whole board to a Settle the Wreckage if they have it. Okay, well, they had a bounce spell. Little unfortunate, but such is the way of things. Let's go ahead and get some white mana and replay it. Yeah, nice sound effect there. Right. Okay, a lot of City's Blessing cards in the opponent's deck. Alright, so we're getting a Prowler stolen. That is unfortunate. Nishit's Companion. Unfortunately, we're not hitting our 5th land drop. We could Authority and tap these 2 and then swing for 4. Which they would block 2 of it and take 2. I don't think that's worth it. Let's just play our Initiate's Companion. And then we will end our turn. Alright, there is a 5th land. Sadly, we don't have a 2nd white, though. Let's see. I guess we play this. And pass the turn. Really not in a position to be attacking. No attackers. I want to end the turn game. Thank you very much. Alright, drawing some cards. If we don't close this game fast, and this is like a typical control deck, their late game huge mana spells are going to overwhelm us. So we're getting our Pouncer bound, maybe? Oh no, they're taking our binding. Okay. So they'll get a dinosaur? Sure. Now they have the city's blessing, unfortunately. So this thing is going to get very big. And that happens every time, right? It does. There's a white source, but I think it may be a little late. At this point, I think we need to hold back. We'll just click in turn and let it go through. And opponent down to 3 cards in hand. Opponent may have walked away from their computer. We've got a timeout burning down here. We'll see if they come back in time to actually make an action. Alright, well there's one timeout used. Looks like when they burn through one, they don't quite get a full reset on the countdown. Or maybe it's burning a little slower this time. Are we going to win this on the basis that our opponent's just not there? Because we are honestly not in a great position here. Alright, their last timeout was used. And, I guess we get a win that we didn't earn. Fine. Oop, didn't mean to click there. Go home. Thank you very much. So we got a reward, maybe? I don't know. Let's jump back in. Try to get a game actually played this time. Okay, well. We've got several 2-drops, a 3-drop, a 4-drop. If we can draw some lands, this should be a decent hand, so we're going to go ahead and keep it. Okay, Regal Caracal, Best Cat. Are we perhaps in a mirror match? We are not. Looks like the opponent is on the Dino deck. Drover of the Mighty there. We'll still go with Pouncer, I think. Maybe should have gone with Initiate's Companion. Right, the opponent is only showing green. Of course, Drover can produce any color. Let's attack. See what happens. Adorned Pouncer getting killed is not really that big a deal since it can come back. As a 4/4 no less, through Eternal Eyes. A Braid, sure. Then we will go with Feral Pouncer, since even if this gets pumped up, it can still trade with it. Alright, looks like they finally hit a mountain. Alright, again, we'll go to combat. Alright. Again, not really too upset if they decide to trade, but nope, they have a snapping sellback, which is unfortunate. So we're not going to get a trade there. Their sellback's going to be very big, indeed. Let's go Sacred Cat plus Feral Prowler. And we're stuck on 3 here, so very desperately needing to draw some land drops. There's a Monstrosaur. Don't really have an answer to that at the moment. See, if we block here, we'll soak up 5 and gain a life, but this thing will also get bigger. We could block. think we want to block here. We'll still soak up 3 damage, but we'll draw a card from the Prowler dying. Yep. Alright, well, tapped land is not exactly what we were looking for, but I guess we'll take it. I think we really need to play that so that we can for sure drop Caracal next turn. So we'll play out our Sun Scourge champ. And we might need to block with Sacred Cat. We are once again in a very precarious state here. Let's end the turn. Okay, Huntmaster reduces dino costs and can give them haste. And a Regisaur. Okay. 3 will take 7. I guess we need to block here and soak up all 5. I want to keep the Sacred Cat because Caracal will pump it up, so it will gain us more life at that point if we block with it. I mean, Pounce is fine, I guess, if all of their stuff wasn't twice the size of all of ours. Yeah. Alright, yeah, we cannot afford to attack. Don't think Caracal is going to be enough to stabilize this, but we have to try. Uh-huh. Well, at least it's not haste. Well, it could be haste. Never mind, it's haste. News at 11. Getting stomped by dinosaurs. You going to ping one of my cats, or are you going to ping me? Me? Yep, seems right. So I think we can survive this attack, but I don't think we can win this game after we survive this attack. What got exiled? We got a forest. They got a needletooth raptor. Okay. So I think we need to kill this. So we'll do that. And even though it'll make it bigger, we'll block here. We'll take 9, but we're going to gain 6, so we're not just dead. Although our board is very dead. We could bring back the Pouncer, but they'll swing for lethal. Yep, we are just dead. Good game, opponent. One thing I do wish that was different just right off the bat about this game is when you're in a match, when you hit escape to bring that menu up, you should not have the option to exit the game there. There's been more than once playing that I have accidentally hit exit instead of concede. It just should not be an option from within a match. Let's jump back in. Alright. Again, a hand that seems okay, but really, really needs to draw more land. Yeah, we'll keep it. At least we have our Tranquil Expanse in our opening hand so that we can play it first turn. Instead of turn 4 when we really need it to come untapped so that we can play a 4-drop. See, this comes into play tapped too because it's a cycling desert. Submerged Boneyard, so perhaps against a bit of a slower deck. No, play it. We're not looking to cycle, not that we actually have the mana available to cycle. Alright. So we drew this. Don't think that really changes our play. Still just going to put Adorned Pouncer out. Right, Arch of Orazca. Well, they're quite a ways from having the city's blessing. Need to be aware, though, they're in black, so they could have Golden Demise or even Bontu's Last Reckoning, I suppose. Let's attack first, see what happens. Sure. guess we will go with the creature plan. Sure, Essence Scatter my Feral Prowler. Very happy about that. We'd rather have that Essence scattered than our Sunmare. Chupacabra, okay. Killing our Prowler. Alright, well, at least we do get to draw a card. Pouncing Cheetah. Alright, Pride Sovereign. See, we don't have any way to really put tokens into play at present. So I don't think it's time to put out Anointed Procession. We can put out Pride Sovereign this turn, and then next turn if we draw a land, we can play Anointed Procession plus Exert it. That is, if it doesn't get removed. Or we can just swing first. Alright, going to trade. Damage. Damage. Alright, so now that they have done that, I will play Anointed Procession. That way, if we get a 5th mana, we can eternalize this thing. As long as they don't have... Well, they shouldn't be able to deal with it because Disallow isn't in the format. Which is what they would need to be able to stop this activated ability because it's not actually casting the card. Well, that is not a 5th mana. So I think we're going to play Pride Sovereign, which could get countered. But didn't, so I suspect it's got some form of gruesome death in its near future. Yep, exiled even. Well, glad they didn't do that to our Pouncer. Okay, so let's eternalize then. And we'll get 2 because of Anointed Procession, so 2 4/4 double strikers. Yep, fetching with Evolving Wilds, that's fine. Ooh, a Glyph Keeper. Well, unfortunately that doesn't block, for the opponent that is, that doesn't block these all that well. Let's see. I think we just want to attack. Yep, all attack. So double strike deals first strike and regular strike damage. So if they block with Glyph Keeper, it will die and then not get to deal damage to what it blocks. Yep, cycling, sure. They do have enough mana already to embalm it, but it's the same thing again. Yep. So we're going to play Initiate's Companion. And hold up 3 to flash in Cheetah at their end of turn. The Scarab God is a problem. Scarab God is very powerful. So we need to draw Ixalan's Binding. I think there's a cast out in this deck too. That would work as well. Golden Demise. Sure. That will kill one thing. Yeah, let's put our... Oh, no. Cancel. Not Pounce. Pouncing Cheetah. There we go. That's more like it. Well. Desert's Hold works just fine. That will deal with the Scarab God. And then we will attack for a lot. Lethal, actually. 16, 17, 18, 19. All right. So we have to do 2. We've earned that reward. Got 50 coins and an entrancing melody. Awesome. Had this used against us a couple of games ago. We've also got enough gold to buy some packs. So I think we'll go ahead and do that really quickly. Let's get Amonkhet, I believe. I'm really wanting to put together an Approach of the Second Sun deck, and I'm pretty sure Approach is in Amonkhet. I also wish you can just go straight and open packs, but the store and the pack opening is in separate places. All right, well, we got an uncommon wild card and a Heart Piercer Manticore. I mean, not exactly what we were looking for, but every little bit towards completing our collection helps. And let's try to get in one more game, shall we? Ooh, a hand with 4 lands. Really? You're spoiling me, deck. Yeah, I think this is fine. Let's keep it. We may even end up being able to cycle Desert of the True here. Go with Tranquil Expanse. We can go turn 2 Adorned Pouncer, turn 3 Desert Hold if we need to. Turn 4 potentially On-Crop Champion. Of course, we'll need to draw an untapped land to do all that. So, Timberline Gorge, maybe Dinosaurs? I think Dinosaurs is the only red-green deck, though very well could be wrong. Nope, it is Dinos. Okay, so Desert's Hold may be worth doing on that, though I guess it would be better to give it a bigger target. In any case, let's attack. Again, in most cases you want to attack first, just to give the opponent as little information as possible before they make any decisions. There are definitely cases where you would like to cast other things first. Then Feral Prowler, I suppose. If this stays small, I'll be very tempted to pounce and kill it with the Feral Prowler. But it's not going to. Raging Regisaur. Alright, so we're not going to be able to cycle this. What we are going to do is play out our Desert. And Desert's Hold on the Raging Regisaur. And then attack for 3. And fingers crossed that they don't have another ginormous dino in hand. Alrighty. So you've got 5 mana available to you. Ranging Raptors is not as scary, so that's good. Though we do want to be careful. Whenever it's dealt damage, they get to get a basic land and put it into play tapped. Alright, a Raptor Hatchling too, so when this takes damage, they get a 3/3 dino. I think we'll play our Desert. We definitely do want to hit 5 lands. And then the Champion to be mana efficient. And we cannot afford to attack, so we're just going to pass. Keep the intern highlighted there. We really don't have any responses, though I'm not sure if that makes us not able to block, so we'll maybe turn it off for a moment. Again, the interface now is very different from the previous beta build before the NDA got lifted. So we could attack. They could have another snapping cell back. Pouncing Cheetah. Could just go Sacred Cat and hold up Pouncing Cheetah and or Pounce. Again, we're not in great shape here. I suppose we'll play out Sacred Cat. And then we'll go to combat. And I'm going to swing with the champion. The reason being, if they block, then I can pounce and for sure kill both their blockers. Or if they flash in the snapping Sellback and block it, I can still pounce and kill another creature. And that's what they've got. Sure. Blockers. Alright, so what we want to do is pounce. And have this fight this, because they're not blocking with the Sellback. Why did they even flash it in at that point then? I don't know. Yeah, should have paid more attention. Since they're not blocking with the Sellback, I guess we won't pounce. Sure, so they're going to get a 3/3. We could pounce now and trade there. Think we're going to just pass, though. End the turn. Felt very odd for them to flash that snapping Sellback in at that point if they weren't intending to block with it. I mean, not that it actually ended up mattering, but it seems like it would have been better if they'd have just waited till after they had blocked and snapped it in on our end of turn. 5 damage. So we'll pounce now. Commune with dinosaurs, okay? So, you got a land, that's fine. Long as it wasn't a giant dino. Ooh, not familiar with that card. Okay, just another mana accelerant, sure. Hello, Regal Caracal. Glad you could join us. And on that note, we can start swinging with our Adorned Pouncer. Sure, so these will trade, but then we can eternalize this and get a 5/5 double striker. That's because of the boost from Regal Caracal. Alright, just a land. That helps us. Another Sacred Cat, too. Alrighty. I think we're just going to eternalize. We could try to wait until such time as we had our one of Anointed Procession, but that seems like a really bad idea. We're just going to end the turn here. Alright. So this is a mana... Yep, this is a mana creature. Which they're putting the counters here so that it's just a 3/4 because this is not really doing anything. So if we attack with Adorned Pouncer, and they block with Channeler, Initiate, plus Drover of the Mighty, we can first strike and kill this, and then this is not enough damage, so they would need to block with 3 creatures to kill it. I think that's pretty good for us. Alright, they're just chumping. That's also good for us, since they're letting us abyss them turn after turn. Yeah, sorry, second damage, but it was blocked. So we're going to play out Pride Sovereign and Sacred Cat. Pride Sovereign is kind of ginormous. Hopefully it lives, because pumping out little 1/1 white cats, which are actually 2/2s, well, never mind. Opponent is not in the mood to let us have fun. But I think that... Ooh, we got a reward. Sure. Awesome. But I think that that is going to do it for our first look at Magic Arena. I think so far it seems quite promising. I really like the fact that it's real Magic the Gathering rules, even though it's not lining up perfect with actual paper standard right now. I think it is a good step in the right direction, and one that I'm happy to see take place. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments and by leaving a like below. It really does help tremendously. And of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.